For my presentation, I chose to explore the work of Steve McCurry, one of the most celebrated photographers in modern photojournalism. He's best known for his iconic portrait, Afghan Girl. The striking image of a green-eyed refugee that became one of the National Geographic's most recognizable covers. But McCurry's body of work goes far beyond that single picture. Over the last 4 decades, he has documented life in conflict zones, sacred rituals, and everyday moments in countries like India, Afghanistan, Myanmar, and Ethiopia. His images aren't just portraits, they're visual narratives. They combine a documentary realism with the strong aesthetic choices, showing both the beauty and the difficulty of the human condition. One thing that immediately stands out in McCurry's work is his mastery of color. He often uses complementary color schemes, where opposite hues like red and greens or orange and blues are used to create visual tensions. In Afghan Girl, for example, the piercing green eyes of the subject perfectly contrast her red shawl in the neutral background, instantly pulling our attention to her gaze. This is a great example of how color theory can enhance emotional impact. His photo, Dust Storm, taken in India, is another compelling example. In it, a group of women in vivid red saris huddle together against a swirling yellow dust storm. McCurry's use of leading lines created by the woman's body angled diagonally guides our eyes across the frame. The color red dominates the composition, symbolizing both strength and vulnerability. The storm becomes not just a weather event, but a metaphor for uncertainty and resilience. McCurry also has a unique approach to framing and depth of field. He often uses a shallow depth of field, which means that the subject is in sharp focus while the background blurs softly. This technique, achieved by using a wide aperture, isolates the subject and draws attention to their facial expressions or movements. In Boy Amid Flight, a child leaps into the air with visible joy, but the background shows signs of war. The soft blur in the background makes the boy's movement of freedom stand out even more starkly. Another technical strength of McCurry is his resilience on natural lighting. He avoids using harsh flash, instead using diffused daylight to create soft, even illumination. This approach preserves the atmosphere of the environment, and many of his portraits, like Young Monk, which is taken in Myanmar, shows soft light wrapped around the subject, bringing out textures in the robes and calmness in their expressions. His use of light feels respectful, quiet, and deeply human. Something I didn't expect before studying McCurry's was his range. I had assumed that photographers typically focus on one genre, like portraits, landscapes, or street photography. But his work proves that the lines between these categories can be blurred. Whether he's capturing a lone traveler in the Himalayas or a bustling spice market in India, his compositions maintain emotional clarity and a strong point of view. Studying his work has helped me better understand the role of intentional visual storytelling in photography. His portraits don't just show what someone looks like, they show who they are, what they live through, and what moments they're caught in. He uses tools like colors, compositions, light, and timing to create images that are both artistic and emotionally truthful. This project reminded me that photography is not just about making something look good, it's about revealing something real. His work has inspired me to look deeper into the stories behind faces and use technical tools not just to capture beauty, but to communicate meaning.